Welcome to Not Just Football, and I am Cam Heyward, and that is Hayden Walsh. And you are here for a special episode of Conference Championship Football. Let's get right into it. Hayden, how you feel today?
Great. Two pretty good games. I'd say the first one wasn't as good, but the second one was a really good game today. Did you enjoy watching these?
No.
Well, yeah. I mean, you had to be happy for your friends who were playing in the games, though, at least, right?
Yeah, I got to shoot a text out to Tyson, Javon, just saying proud of both of those guys and making it. It was kind of rough watching that Lions and 49ers game because you're like, man, Ty might get a chance to go to a Super Bowl. And I'm like, shoot, now Javon might get a chance to go to a Super Bowl. And then you look at that game, it was just unbelievable. I always think back to the GIF where it's like, they had us in the first half, and now I'm not going to lie, but, 49ers turned it on that second half. It was unbelievable how that game changed, and to be up, what was it, 24-7?
24-7.
7.
Yeah.
Man, some things went wrong. I've always been a proponent. Being up 3 scores is 3 plays. And so you get into a game and you say, how can we make this up? One play at a time. And, you had a little bit of luck with Ayuk. What a crazy catch that was. Like, I don't think everybody like to make a big deal about Lamar's big play of him catching the ball. Yeah, that's cool. But to know that Brian Branch had a clear interception in that by Detroit, and then it bounces off his head, and then Ayuk grabs it out of nowhere to really jolt what the 49ers needed to get started. And, the rest is history from there.
Yeah, that play felt like it changed the entire game. I think we were talking before the record, it's like a succession of like 4 plays after that. They score on the next play, right? And then 2 plays later, Gibbs fumbles, and you're talking about 3 plays, man. It felt like it was that quick. I mean, they were down 17 to start the half, and then within like 5 minutes of the half, they were within 7 and getting the ball back to go score again. So I know nobody likes to believe in momentum, but it definitely felt like momentum shifted on the Ayuk play.
The Big Mo was present. I was telling you in the first half, Ben Johnson, the first half, he had them rolling. You couldn't ask for a better start to the game, especially with the end around with Jameson Williams to get it started. And then you just felt like there was a lot of momentum in the game. And then in the second half, the Ayuk play just opened it. And, it was like the floodgates. Christian McCaffrey, I think not enough people give him the credit he deserves, but the dude runs strong and he runs with purpose. Sometimes he gets down for 1, 3, but then shoots off for 20, 30. And you saw how he just waged a war on that defense in the second half. And, he was always falling forward.
It's funny. They actually did a pretty good job against him in the first half. He didn't go crazy. And he didn't even get over 100 yards rushing, but I'm with you. That guy, he'll get you 3, he'll get you 4, and then he splurts for 25. And it just feels like, that play late where he landed on his head. He took that ball and took it down to the 3, and the game was basically over. One thing I want to say.
He's all-purpose guy. He's all-purpose guy.
I want to say, though, I got to give the Lions credit, man. They ran the ball all over San Francisco and did a great job. What do you attribute, though, to the second half? Was it momentum? What happened? What adjustments were made by San Francisco?
So one thing I think that was very present is they took St. Brown out of the second half. St. Brown, I think, caught like 5 passes in the first half on third down. And he was the guy who was just Mr. Reliable. Then you look in the second half, I think he had like 1 or 2 catches. When you take a guy out, I don't think Detroit was ready to handle that as well. Because then they asked other guys to step up, like Reynolds. Reynolds had 2 big drops in this game, especially in the second half. And one was a 4th down play. The other, I can't remember where the other one was, but they were critical drops that really ended drives. And if you're going to try and get to the Super Bowl, you cannot have those misplays. I thought Jared Goff played amazing. Dealing with the pressure, stepping up in the pocket a couple times, giving his wide receiver chances. And the one thing I loved, it never felt like Detroit was going to shy away from who they are. They ran the ball on third downs. There were a couple times Jahmyr Gibbs got some draws, or just ran out of the backfield. That was just staying on their time. And when we talk about staying on their time, that it does mean going for fourth downs. In the fourth downs, they're not in the conference championship without going for on fourth down. That's Dan Campbell's motto. That's their team motto. But it came back to bite them in the butt at some critical times. Instead of going for a field goal late, then they try to go for a fourth down conversion, and they get bit by it.
I hear you on the aggression getting them there, but late in the game, I think they should have kicked the field goal. And I've seen stats that say Badgley was not automatic from that distance. So I understand there, and maybe they didn't trust the kicker, but I thought maybe give the team a chance, kick the field goal, play some defense, and see what happens. But you're right. The aggression's what got them here. So you don't think, though, you second guess the second one going for it? I maybe get the one earlier in the half, but you don't regret that one?
As a defender, yeah, I regret it, because I'm like, bro, you just put me back on the field. Instead of being down 7, now we're down 10. But I can't get mad at them, because that's just the motto they go by. If it was something where it was, I think that if we look at the calculations and we look at how people view it, it's like Detroit's always going for it. Detroit has been more aggressive than any other team. If you play the numbers, why wouldn't they go for it if they're always used to going for it? So in that regard, that's just the way they got to this point, and they win with the same mantra. I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, I hear you. And I understand you got to go with what got you there, and that's who he is.
Yeah.
That's what he's built that whole program off of. So you got to live and die with it. One thing I do want to say that I thought changed in the second half, Brock Purdy, got to give him credit. I think he is talked about a lot of a game manager. What is he? The guy used his feet in the second half, and that really seemed like the difference, that when guys had turned their heads in the secondary, he was taking off and really killing the Lions with that.
Yeah, Detroit runs this scheme where they have these wide nines, and sometimes, even though if they're bulling and playing into the tackle, it leaves those B gaps a little bit more looser than they should be. A couple times you see Aiden Hutchinson getting held, or another defender, Lee McNeil or Tyson. Tyson had a sack late. Props to Tyson for that. But if you look at this game, those B gaps were very critical plays where Purdy took the ball in his hands and ran with it. He had success early. He was looking at one read, and once it was gone, he was bolting for the first down. And to make those direct decisions that fast really put the 49ers in the driver's seat and put the Detroit Lions on the back burner.
Yeah, 5 rushes for 48 yards, man. Those are backbreakers, and that kind of explains why McCaffrey maybe doesn't get to 100, right? Because Purdy, late in the game, it felt like every time they needed a big play, he would just take off. And I'm like, I didn't know this guy had speed like that, man. He was route running some dudes. I'm like, who is this?
Hey, man, you might even look fast out there.
No. But he was, man, I got to give him credit, though. He adjusted the second half, because I texted you. I'm like, man, it's going to get real loud for him, because that first half, I didn't think he looked very good. I thought he looked a little shaky, but man, he made the plays late, and they have a great team, man. It's really hard to stop all the guys there with Debo and Ayuk. And Juszczyk was huge today. He made a couple plays big in the past game. So really good job by the 49ers this afternoon to come back and win that game.
Yeah, when you look at this 49ers team, they really got 2 running backs in Christian McCaffrey, and I look at Debo Samuel as another running back. Ayuk making big plays every time they needed him. The one play I will say Purdy made that I was like, why the hell did you even throw this? Is the one he threw across his body when he was running, and Jennings caught it with one hand. And I was like, bro, you're lucky you made that play, because your coach was probably kicking and screaming if it goes incomplete or gets picked off. But you got to have some nuts to do it, and he did it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. There were a couple plays in the first half that I'm like, he looks a little shaky. He just did not look comfortable. But hey, kudos to them, man. They adjusted. At one point they had outscored the Lions 27-0 in the second half, and really just took the game over. So great job by them. I think we you actually picked the Lions to win that game, so you're wrong on that one. I'm sorry to say that.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Surprise.
They might have covered, though. I don't know if you care about that. They might have covered. Oh, you were 0-2
thanks,
in the
Tucker.
picks.
Thanks, Tucker, for my 0-2 on his pick. I want to hear Tucker's picks. We don't get to hear what Tucker gets to say, but we'll find out for you guys later.
Yeah, but I'll say this: he doesn't play the game. We would expect you to be better at picking who's going to win these things because you actually play and you've scouted these teams. But it was kind of shocking that you were so wrong.
So wrong. Actually, I don't think I was wrong because if we look at it, I probably got the points right.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I think a lot of people thought the Lions were going to get crushed today. And I'll tell you what, for 3.5 quarters, man, they were the better team, it felt like.
Yeah.
And just,
for one half, they were the better team.
Well, let me ask you this, too. And I asked you this. All right, if you're a Lions fan, would you have rather gotten blown out today? Or would you have been booking your tickets to the Super Bowl that you lose like that? I say get blown out. I don't want to lose like that, man. That was heartbreaking to watch.
I don't even know if I have an opinion on this, but I kept thinking about how Eminem was in the building and he was flipping everybody off. And I was like, bro, what really happened in that moment when he was like, oh, shoot, I just flicked off everybody in the stands. And now I'm about to look like a complete idiot. I feel bad for Detroit because I feel like this was their moment, man. Everybody was talking about they've never been here. They haven't done this. From the ashes, they are arising. And you're like, okay, Lions are about to do it. They're about to show the world. And, first half, you're like, shoot, they're right on point. They know what they're doing. Second half, different story. Went back to ashes. And so
I'm just upset, Cam. We're not going to be able to get a Taylor Swift versus Eminem.
that would have been spicy.
Oh, would that not have been fun, man? Both of them in their boxes. Maybe put them in the same box. Oh, that would have been great.
I'd rather see Eminem versus Jackson Mahomes. I think that would have been even funnier.
That would have been good too. I would have liked to see them interact pregame on the field together for sure.
Oh, so we got Taylor Swift versus E40.
E40,
That's
yeah.
Can you think Taylor Swift knows one E40 song?
Oh man, I'm gonna lean no on that, but I could be wrong. I mean, she might be a music person. Maybe she does. I don't know. I'm doubting that though. They should meet the pregame for sure.
But do you think E40 knows one Taylor Swift song?
I'm willing to bet he does. I bet he can name one. I don't know why I think E40 can do it and she can't. So maybe she's the biggest E40 fan ever, and this is going to be dream come true for her.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can get a collab. That would be a hell of a collab.
Well, that would be great. That would be
sneaking Usher in there too. There we go.
They all just join at halftime. That's the big thing. It's a halftime performance by Taylor and E40. Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words: Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer: hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire. All right, well, let's switch to the next game. Obviously, we've let it out the bag that Taylor Swift and the Chiefs are moving on to another Super Bowl. Went into Baltimore and won, man. I mean, what'd you see? We had not seen a team do that to Baltimore all year, right?
Who told you that?
I just saw Dan Orlovsky say it, so I figured that had to be true.
Oh, yeah. Whatever the media says is true, right? I like to think the Pittsburgh Steelers and other teams this year have shown how to beat the Baltimore Ravens. It wasn't like they were undefeated all year. But you look at the game plan. The one thing I was really shocked with, the Baltimore Ravens run the ball more than anybody. And you got these behemoths at your offensive line. You got Patrick Ricard. You got running backs. You got Gus Edwards. You got Justice Hill. I know Lamar can run with his feet. How do you only get 16 rushes, 10 from Lamar, 6 from your running back? How do you not run the ball enough? You look at this game and, it's a 17-10 game. It's not like it was out of reach and they were playing catch up the entire time. This was the type of game that this favors Baltimore style. You've got to run the ball. That just seemed very inaccurate to not muck up the waters and say, okay, yeah, you want to make it a slugfest. You want to make it a grinded out type of game. Baltimore Ravens do that. And I know they were 4-4 in 1-1 in close scoring games. When they are up by 10, they're running away with the games. But to know that like you didn't capitalize on the type of game you wanted, that's got to break your heart more than anything.
I want to correct you, actually. 8 rushes for Lamar. They gave 2 to Zay Flowers as well. So 3 from Gus Edwards, 3 from Justice Hill, 2 to Zay Flowers. So he only had 8 carries. And it's funny, they ran it really well, actually. They ran it for 5 yards a touch, but 16 times. I mean, how do you explain that? Is it Todd Monken just getting in the flow of the game and almost like forgetting to run the football, or what happened? Maybe the Chiefs gave them different looks. I just could not believe, especially when last week Buffalo ran for 182 yards on them. You figured the formula was right there to do it.
Yeah, I think, Casey, when you look at KC, they can lull you to sleep and say, run the ball, but I think a lot of teams get caught up in trying to play, let's keep up with Patrick Mahomes. Let's try to, make this game a high scoring game and go tit for tat for that and say, if they score, we score. Sometimes you gotta just keep rolling with what you've been doing. This type of game, and in games before, you look at the prominent quarterbacks and you have a defense that's been thriving all year. Run the ball. Give your defense a chance to breathe. Mess up the momentum. Mess with the time. You want to have that you don't want to be playing fast with Pat Mahomes. You get in the fast game with Pat Mahomes, they'll make you bleed. Especially one thing I know Casey's really good at, scoring before half and then getting the ball back. That is their sweet spot. That's where they capitalize on everything. They want you to, play the fast game and then, looks like we have the ball again, got a field goal at the end. Then we get the ball at half, boom, you're down 10 points. And so those situations play to their favor. I thought Lamar played okay, but I just don't think they had the running game to really support how they've played all season.
I think I would be willing to guess Lamar would say that's one of the poorer games he played, though. I didn't think he was that accurate. I just didn't. And I thought he probably could have run more too. But I look at these numbers, Cam, and I think Kansas City still stuck with the run. They ran it 32 times for 89 yards. They only averaged 2.8 yards a carry, right? So they still stuck with it. And it's crazy to think Baltimore got away into a pass-happy situation because, I mean, as a defender, I know you always say 17 is the number, right? 17. Right. If I had said to the Ravens on Thursday, you guys are going to give up 17 points, they would have said, we're going to win that game.
They would have said, bet, sign me up. We booking our tickets to Las Vegas. And that fumble, man, that fumble by Zay Flowers, you look at that, that's that besides the way they ran, that's the outstanding play where it comes back to bite you because you get that, you're down 3, then you only need a field goal. You get your field goal late and you're looking at a tie ball game, even with the ugliness of this game. And so I can't really fault Lamar in that regard because I put it on the dot. I gave you the chance to get in. We just didn't punch it in at the right time. I was like surprised it wasn't a touchdown. I was like, oh snap. To not only go in, not get the touchdown, put them back at the 20. It's just that's a change. That's a
momentum.
Weighty down. It's a weighty down.
It changed the entire game, and you got to give the Kansas City credit, man. When they needed to make the plays, they made the plays. And it's funny, that fumble at the goal line. Which, by the way, I know it's so much easier said than done. But unless it's 4th down, do not stick that ball out. Just hold on to it because he gets a first down, and they're going to score on that no matter what. And then Lamar throwing the pick in the end zone late killed them too. It felt like every time Baltimore got something going, they just made a mistake. And who's been one of the best teams in the league all year, they had not played like that all year. And I could imagine they are really frustrated today, especially defensive players, because like you said, we didn't do what we do, right? And we played great defensively. I mean, you could not have played any better. Kyle Hamilton?
Yeah,
dude,
was all over the place.
That guy is everywhere. I mean, they
Mhm.
have a great defense. There is no way
Yeah.
around it. And I feel bad for those guys, but as a Steeler fan, I mean, who cares? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, who cares? But a hell of a game. And I'm with you. The rushing numbers, man, that'll be what we look back on and say, wow. Let me ask you this though. Did you see the pregame incident with Tucker and Kelsey and Mahomes?
Did I see it, man? You sent it to me like multiple times.
I had to because I want to know, who do you think was in the wrong there?
Oh man. Well, first I was like, wow, the quarterback and the tight end group, they're picking on the little kicker. I was like, smart to pick on the one guy who's alone. But then you brought this to my attention. Tucker's got his his holder out there, is kick is for field goals, just out there, and he's stretching. And so he could have been anywhere doing that. So that's the annoying part with it. That's be like somebody picking on Kuntz. Shout out to Kuntz. They find a way to pick on the little guys that sometimes deserve it, but it's just messed up.
First off, always got to throw a shout out our boy Kuntz. But by the way, we got to give him a
Kuntz.
shout out, man. I got this note. He was inducted to the Duquesne Hall of Fame
Wait.
this weekend. Yes, he was. And I saw him give it a speech, and I just wanted him to know how proud we are here at Not Just Football of our boy for being inducted to a Hall of Fame. You haven't been inducted to a Hall of Fame yet, have you?
I have not.
Wow.
I have not been.
So Kuntz beat you. No Ohio State, no high school Hall of Fame, no Steelers. Man, Kuntz beat you.
Well, it's like Kuntz has been in middle school. It's like we're giving them participation trophy. Let me stop.
Okay, don't be too hard on Kuntzy. Come on.
Let me stop. Congratulations, Kuntz. We're very proud here. Not just football. You deserve it. We'd like to have you back. We know you have a busy schedule nowadays since you're a Hall of Famer. Hopefully we see you out in Vegas.
Nice. Very nice. Cut that up and make sure he gets that directly.
Yeah.
He won't believe that you actually said that. What'd you notice today that Kansas City was able to do to really give Lamar trouble and Baltimore trouble?
I just think, a couple times they had spies early on, and sometimes I don't believe in spies. I think you got to rush with your four. You got to rush smart. You got to take what the defenses get you. I think the turnovers, L'Jarius Sneed, I think, finds a way to make big plays, whether it's him defending a wide receiver. He got Zay Flowers to bite on a taunting penalty, and then he caused a fumble. L'Jarius Sneed has been, I think, the defensive MVP for that group.
He's going to make big money. I think he's a free agent this year, and that guy's earned some cash. And you're right. So what do you think about that Zay Flowers penalty? Were you they should let the guys taunt? First off, I'm cool if they want, like, who cares what he did, but it probably is a penalty, correct?
It's a penalty, but let's get something straight. This game, there was so much chippiness. I love the way Travis Kelce played in this game. He was having some fun, and he got after it. And so this game, you gotta let that go. I don't think you can really sweat those time penalties in such critical moments, because in the playoffs, you're letting everything go. The amount of holdings they haven't called have been horrendous. You're letting a lot of just jawing back and forth. Of course, there's going to be taunting penalties because you've created it. And it starts from the get. You could have thrown so many penalties in this game to get control of this game early. You didn't. And so all the jawing back and forth just led to that. And, you're looking at everybody's IG, everybody's going back and forth. It's because of the bad blood that was in that game that was created early in that game. So, everybody likes to be petty, especially when you win.
I definitely thought there were some missed calls too, though. There was a couple, like an illegal contact on Likely twice, I think, actually. I mean, even the ball that got picked off in the end zone, I know he threw it into triple coverage, but it definitely felt like contact was early. But I got one more thing I want to ask you from this game. I think we sent it to you, the Kadarius Toney Instagram live, where he claims he wasn't really hurt. And that the Chiefs are lying about his injury. Do you think he's going to be in Vegas next week at Radio Row? We can maybe get him to come on the show and tell us what's going on.
Folks, we need to get Kadarius Toney on the show, and he needs to spill the beans. and tell us that he's going to play in the Super Bowl and that he is going to be on the team. Homeboy just worked his way to the Super Bowl, and my ass is at home right now. So we were both at home, and somehow he's still going to the Super Bowl. I don't know how that works, but it's I don't know what's going on. I don't understand how IG Live has become the way to just share your side of the story. But it's funny. And man, if KC wins, Kadarius Toney's still winning.
I will say he kind of went hard on the organization. I have to wonder if they'll have him in Vegas. Have you ever heard of that though, where a guy was healthy scratch, but a team maybe put out that he was injured?
Yeah, me.
Oh God. I mean, but I guess the thing is that not kind of like switch? That's got to be against the rules, right?
Kidding.
You can't lie about an injury and then the guys come out like, I'm not really hurt.
Well, they did say it was a personal matter too, so they kind of covered their.
Okay.
He was having a baby as well. He wasn't, but his wife was, and so.
Thanks for clarifying that.
But they did clarify that there was a personal matter as well. I didn't know there was something else with that personal matter, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And I appreciate you clearing up about Kadarius and the baby.
Yeah.
You got a favorite or who do you like early pick in the Super Bowl?
Kadarius Toney.
So you're going with the Chiefs. You know what, man? I gotta say, we were at that game last year. He made a bunch of big plays in that game last year, so they might need him in this game. Who knows?
Watch, he comes out. He's the one that leads them out the tunnel. It'd be crazy. But I actually think I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think they played the best ball all year long. I know everybody likes to make a big deal about Purdy, but the rest of their team is completely stacked. You got Fred Warner and Greenlaw. You got Javon Hargrave, Eric Armstead, Nick Bosa, and company.
Yeah, Chase Young. I mean, yeah,
Chase Young.
Yeah,
and I just think that group. We like to talk about their offense, but the defense really drives the ship and makes up for plays late.
Yeah, no, should be a good one. I'll be interested to see who's favored in that game. I'm guessing San Francisco, but we'll see. I'm not really sure.
And the one thing you got to watch is Toney, the all-pro left guard for KC. Is he going to be able to come back? I know he had a pectoral injury, so if it's torn off the bone, he's not going to be able to come back. And so a guy like Javon Hargrave or Eric Armstead have got to take advantage of that matchup.
Yeah, no, that'll be an interesting one to watch. I don't know if he's officially out for the year, so maybe he might try and play, but that is a big loss if he is. All right, so you've got 49ers though early. That could change though. I'm going to give you the out here next week when we talk next, okay?
Sure.
You were 0 for your last two this weekend. So it's 50-50 shot. You weren't very good, so
I don't care.
All right, I need some information here.
Yes, you need some information.
The Steelers interviewed former Falcons head coach Arthur Smith to be the offensive coordinator. Is he going to get hired? Can you tell me where we're at on the OFC search? I know you don't like to play GM, but play GM.
I don't know.
They don't call you to talk about this? The defense?
No.
They don't call the defensive leader to talk about who the OC is going to be?
No.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Does Arthur Smith's style fit what you think the Pittsburgh Steelers want to do?
I think if you look at what he did in Tennessee, having, Derrick Henry, I think he won the MVP while he was there, and Tannehill played very well that year as well. So he's definitely had a lot of success. I know last year wasn't a lot of success, and things went wrong, and that's the reason why he was fired. But he's an OC.
Nice. He is an OC. And it's funny about him. I think it's the mustache, but I told you, I was like, he's like in his 50s. Then I looked him up, like, dude's 41. So he's not that old. I figured he was older than that.
You just want one of these young Sean McVay types. That's all you want. That's all you care about.
Not
you care
Cliff Kingsbury. Not Cliff Kingsbury.
No, that's what you want. You want some Kingsbury. That's all you want. You don't even know if he got an interview. It's just because people say he got an interview.
Well, did he get an interview? Because I know that Peter King said that he did. I mean, you don't know?
No, Peter King's probably more in the Steelers facility than me right now.
Yeah, I just know Kingsbury. I have this.
Why don't you
theory.
like Kingsbury?
I like him, but I have this theory that he gets a lot of his jobs just because he's good looking. It helps. I think it really helps.
No, he coached Pat Mahomes, and they didn't win any games.
That was my point. That's my point. Like, I don't know. He's probably a really good quarterbacks coach.
I know.
Good OC.
He's probably going to be the OC, so let me just shut up.
Speaking of coaches, though, you shocked Belichick's not going to end up anywhere, I don't think, this year.
Am I shocked? What? How old is he now?
I think he's in his 70s, but still, I mean, but there's rumors that he may try to come back next year and possibly. So he's 71.
You know, this is what I'm going to say. Bill Belichick needs to go ahead and coach in college.
Michigan. Oh, no. Michigan just hired Sherrod Moore. We're good. We're good. We don't need it. We're good.
No, I'm kidding around because I feel like Bill Belichick would hate college. He would hate having to
NIL would not. He would not like NIL. He would not.
Could you imagine him trying to recruit somebody from the transfer portal?
No.
He has enough problems with the free agency. I couldn't even imagine transfer portal. But I think he's looking for the right job. When you look at Belichick, I don't think it's just him head coaching. He wants to have full say over personnel. So it needs to be a situation where he can do both and have that, that power to make those type of decisions.
Of the new coaching hires, who do you think's they're going to be the most successful?
So what you got?
You got our boy in with the Chargers. I mean, let's be real. That's probably the answer to go with.
Wait. Our boy or your boy?
Our boy.
Get that right.
It's
your
Big
boy.
Jim. Big Jim,
Big
baby.
Jim.
Big Jim.
First of all, you can't say our. He's never been on Not Just Football, so he's not our boy.
Yeah. Well.
There's Big Jim in LA. There's Raheem in Atlanta. I actually think is a great hire.
Everybody's saying that. Everybody has rave reviews about him. And I know he wasn't that successful his first go around with it, but I mean, Shanahan co-signed for him. Tomlin's co-signed for him. I mean, it's a lot of guys really like working with him.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a great hire. I also think Gerard Mayo. I think he's gonna he could be very similar to D'Amico Ryans type of thing, where just having that unique ability to coach from being a player to now being a coach, I think is really cool to see. I don't know if I could do that, but seeing these guys get these opportunities is pretty special. Oh, and Antonio Pierce.
I was going to say Antonio.
How do we not talk about that?
I'm rooting for him. I really hope, because the way that team felt like they turned when he became the coach, and I'm hoping he does well. I really do.
Well, I think he brings that Raiders nastiness. It felt like, they were beating up on KC this past year because there was that Raiders nastiness. And so you look for him to instill more of that this upcoming year.
Yeah, and I think, too, when you get Max Crosby and Devontae Adams coming out, backing you up, that's got to give you even more confidence that you can do the job, too. So hoping he does well, too. But I still think it's Jim. I think Justin Herbert and him is a great match. So I think that's who's going to be the best coach. All right. One last thing on the coaches, though. And let me ask this. You talked about Bill going back to college.
Right.
Snoop Dogg wants Pete Carroll to go back to USC. Now, they got Lincoln Riley, so I don't think they necessarily need him. How do you think Pete Carroll would do at USC right now?
Pete Carroll have him fired up.
You think?
Pete Carroll would have him fired up. Pete Carroll is probably the one reason I considered you going to USC.
Really?
Yeah, he was that dude in college, and I feel like he brings that swag. He knows, for how old he is, he knows how to relate to players. He knows how to, keep it loose. And he'd be great to get back in college football again. Like, we don't have those cool personalities. Like, who's the coolest coach in college football right now?
Coolest?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of dorks in college football.
Ton.
Your guy at Notre Dame, he looks.
Cool. Prime's probably the coolest. Prime.
Dion's the coolest. Dion is the coolest. But yeah, is it Marcus Freeman?
Yeah,
he seems cool. But Ryan Day seems like a total nerd. Total nerd. Total nerd.
You're such a jerk.
And Kirby Smart can obviously recruit, but the visor and stuff too, man, just kind of seems like a nerd. But hey, they're all good coaches. Dabo Swinney. Absolutely, Dava Sweeney's a nerd. Total nerd, man. Like, wait, give me your Pete Carroll recruiting story. What was the pitch?
I don't even remember the pitch.
No, did you go to LA for a recruiting visit?
No, because I made my decision before I was going to go out to LA, and I remember getting on the phone, talked to Pete Carroll, T-Mac, I forget who that is. Coach Ogeron was there at the time.
He would have been your coach, right? He was D-line.
Yeah.
Oh, man. God, Coach O stories would have been great.
I think he might have said one or two words on there. I was like, I don't understand what he's saying, but you could just tell by the way Coach Carroll is and how laid back he is. But he gets his players to play hard. So, man, he'd be fun to see back. And what if he just went to UW and just said, "Hey, I'll take that team over and I'll turn that team around." That would be kind of fun.
They hired somebody, but it would be fun just to see him go back and recruit, because I do think he has a more personality that's fit more for college than like a Bill Belichick or even.
Yes.
But honestly, I didn't think Saban had that personality, but honestly, he clearly did, and it worked really well for him. So maybe Bill would be great in college. Who knows?
You never know.
Yeah, you never know. All right, last question here. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh, must be a tough one. Favorite
fry. This came up on Instagram today. Favorite fry from a fast food restaurant. What do you got?
Favorite fries. Oh man, who's got some good fries?
I mean, obviously Chick-fil-A waffle fry, delicious.
Very good. You can't go wrong with that.
And I'm not gonna lie, traditional McDonald's fries are good. They're good.
No comment on that.
We got into an argument about this before the show, but Arby's fries, the curly fry. Do not hate on the curly fry. It is a great fry.
The curly fries are all right, but McDonald's fries and Burger King fries are straight trash.
Not straight
trash.
Not trash.
Trash.
No.
Water trash. Like I won't like if you could offer me Burger King fries and I ain't taking them.
That's just a lie. Like that's a lie.
Those aren't even the best Burger King fries.
That's a lie. You would definitely eat Burger King fries if that's all we had.
I would eat the chicken fries. I would eat the chicken fries before I eat the regular fries.
You'd also eat the regular fries.
No. There's Five Guy fries where they just give you abundance.
They cheat because they give you so many. Like
they just give you a brown paper bag full of fries.
And then it's like, which ones are you getting? You getting the Cajun seasoning or you just getting the regular? So like that's not, I mean, they cheat. They can't give you that many. They should be eliminated for that purpose.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Someone put on here Shake Shack fries. Yeah, nobody goes to Shake Shack for their fries.
No.
Shake Shack fries are just like
they look like Culver's, the crinkle fries.
Don't bring up that name.
Oh, Culver's, man. And listen, Culver's, we're not even talking about fries. We're talking about cheese curds, baby.
Nobody else makes cheese curds. Wow. Congratulations.
That's the point, though.
Okay. If I go out for fries alone, I'm probably going to go Chick-fil-A's waffle fries. You can dip those in Polynesian sauce, Chick-fil-A sauce, barbecue sauce, honey mustard. You just can't go wrong with good Chick-fil-A fries.
All right, you can only pick one sauce from Chick-fil-A, though. What is it?
Polynesian.
That Chick-fil-A sauce is good, man.
They're both good.
Great. They're both great.
Bro, but the Polynesian goes crazy. It goes crazy.
They are both
great. It goes crazy. You can't go wrong.
You can't. You're probably right on Polynesian, but I don't think people would say that. I think most people would go Chick-fil-A sauce. No. I do. But I love Polynesian. It's great.
Yes. What's your fry of choice?
If I'm going fast food, I think I'd probably go Arby's, but the Chick-fil-A one's not bad. I'd probably go Arby's though. A curly fry, man. That just takes me back to my childhood.
So this is the one thing with Wendy's fries. They're great to dip in Frosties.
The Frosty. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So a Wendy's fry with a Frosty does help the situation.
I can't, but see, let's be real. If you took a Chick-fil-A fry and dipped it in a Wendy's Frosty, it'd probably be just as delicious.
But you can't do that. They're not. They're separate restaurants.
You definitely can do it. You definitely can do it. It's fine.
That is That is a true fat boy move.
No, I mean, you went to both. You went and got the. Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, I agree, but you could do it. You could do it hypothetically.
Hypothetically, but you know, I think it all matters with condiments, because if you're gonna have some McDonald's fries, you got to have sweet and sour sauce. Five Guys, you only get stuck with ketchup. Like in Shake Shack, you only get stuck with ketchup too.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment that the condiment is going to matter. And you're right. Five Guys ain't giving you no like Chick-fil-A or Polynesian.
No,
they just aren't. That's a fair point. That's very
Five Guys, you're getting fries and you might get some peanuts.
Do you think you could do a blind fry taste test and figure it out?
Yes.
No shot. No chance. We will do this. This will get done. We're going to get 5 different fries and we're going to do it. Absolutely. You could never do it. And I'd like to do a burger challenge too. Get a little burger from each place and see if you could tell the difference. No way.
Can we do this with like healthier food? Why does it have to be like?
I mean, I guess we could. It's just not as fun. I mean, yeah, it's not as fun. I mean, yeah, I guess, but no.
Tucker wants to do pizza. Wow, we can tell who listens to Barstool. Congratulations.
I mean, listen, I'll do a pizza contest too, but we should do a blind eating fry contest. I don't even think you'll get 3 of 5 right. I
would like those odds.
I don't think you could even get 3 of 5. No shot.
I can definitely tell. If we do all 6 of these or all 5.
Okay, here's the issue. Chick-fil-A can't be in it, because once you touch it, you'll know. Chick-fil-A and Arby's can't be in it.
Well, Shake Shack, I'm gonna know too when it's a damn crinkly fry.
It's a crinkle, but it'll be from Culver's. It won't be Shake Shack, and you're gonna say Shake Shack.
First of all, you're not gonna find a Culver's in Vegas.
Maybe not, but we'll try. We'll try. If Culver's is listening to this, send some fries to Vegas for us.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Have TJ Watt do it. Doesn't he? He likes Culver's. Have him get Culver's to do it.
Yeah. I'll just have him fly to his PJ, then bring some Culver's, and we'll take it from there.
Tell T Sizzle to pick it up, Cam. T Sizzle on our way back from Tokyo.
Okay. We got to bring up the one thing though. American Airlines making flights.
I did see this
for KC to Vegas, and they're naming it 1989. How smart is that?
Well, and I think the flight home from Vegas to KC is flight 87.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sick how many people and how many companies try to capitalize on Taylor Swift's boyfriend being in the Super Bowl. Like, it is kind of crazy that we're making it all about her. I feel bad for her, honestly.
Man, why don't y'all exploit somebody else's relationship?
I know,
it's crazy.
Right? Like, come on,
it's crazy.
Man. Like, who's Purdy dating? Purdy's got to be dating somebody. Just make her the star. Come on.
She probably works at Kinko's or something, and so like, why don't you take advantage of that? They're not doing none of that. Like they literally are just gutting this relationship and exploiting for everything it's worth right now.
They are, and it's only going to get worse the next 2 weeks, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be like, I wonder if she will be at media day for the Chiefs just to show up.
She's probably got a concert.
Yeah. Well, she's in Tokyo. Have you not heard this?
No.
She's in Tokyo the night before the Super Bowl, and people have already figured out that she can make it back in time for the game, though. So she will.
It's kind of scary how much Hayden.
I just read X. I'm not involved in any of that. I'm not a Swiftie or anything. I just read X. Okay.
I think we have a little Swiftie on our hands in Hayden Walsh.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't name a song. I think I could name an album, but I don't know if I can name a song.
You could name a song.
1989 is an album.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Oh, Marry Me Juliet?
Marry Me Juliet?
That's the chorus, maybe? I don't know. I don't know her music. Oh, God. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to upset Swifties or anything. I'm just saying I know her album, though. So that's good.
So if anyone's in Vegas, please send Hayden any Taylor Swift gear or albums immediately.
Yeah, send me a playlist to listen to on my way out to Vegas.
All right. And on that note, that is the end of Not Just Football. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next week to prepare for either the Pro Bowl a little bit, or we can talk more Super Bowl stuff. So we'll have some fun. But see you later.